Good morning, everybody. Thanks very much for joining us today. My name is Tom Perry from ITS, and I'm joined today by James Stoner. And today we're going to be demonstrating to you two of our portals. Just before we start, I'd like to just pose a question to you to make sure we can hear. If you could type into the chat window on the GoToWebinar pane to let us know that you can hear us, that would be great, and then we can look to get cracking. Okay, thank you very much for that. I think we're good to go. Okay, so without further ado, good morning. Thank you very much for taking some time to join us this morning. As I said, my name is Tom Perry. I'm the Sales Marketing Director here at ITS, and I'm joined by James Stoner, who is the MD of ITS, but also the Managing Director of Stonbury. And we're going to split today into two parts, and they're not equal, but we're just going to have to start with three very quick slides to tell you about the product and the company and how it's been born, because we think that is of interest. And then James is going to actually do the majority of the demo on two of our portals, these being inprogress and intouch. They're the two we're going to concentrate on. So the story of ITS is that it was born out of Stonbury, a kind of 20-year plus contracting company that operates primarily in the utilities sector. And the products you're going to see today were developed really to address customer service program requirements within the main business. And as we show you them, these have been developed over the last four or 5 years, and really from a user point of view. And so we think they've been developed with a lot of worldly experience in mind by people who are actually using it day to day. And we think they're relatively unique in that because of the knowledge, some industry knowledge that sits behind them. So the two we're going to look at, as I've said, is InProgress, which is our client portal. And I think rather than talk through this slide, it's going to be best if we just show you this in action. But really, we created a very, very visual, modern portal that addresses a number of needs in talking between contractors and their clients. Then we're going to move on to InTouch, which is a community portal which has been developed to talk to members of the public and keep communication channels open and give public a voice with jobs and contracts that are affecting their local area. James will tell you a little bit more of the problems that this has solved for Northumbrian water, which is we're going to have a look at, and we think that's going to be very valuable. And then we will have some chance to ask some questions. So I am just going to hand over to James, who is let me just come out of this. Okay, and we're going to actually go into the live demonstration, and we're going to start with InProgress. James, over to you. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks very much, Tom. Yes, so hopefully what we're going to do is keep it relatively brief, but we're going to show you an overview of two of our portals, and to do that we're going to use two live systems rather than just slides or screenshots. So as Tom said, in terms of ITS, we've been developing this software specifically for others for four years now, but actually it started back in 2006. Tom mentioned that I am Managing Director of Stonbury Limited. Stonbury work across the UK, mainly in the water industry, and in 2006 we developed our own portal, and it was to face some challenges within the industry. We were finding that our clients certainly had some challenges with regard to following schemes that we were undertaking for them. That could be geographical, the number of managers available, and so what we tried to do was develop something for project managers whereby in between their site visits we were able to update them without them requesting the information, and also without large sort of multiple copy email chains that were very confusing for all. In 2006 it looked very different, it was very basic indeed, but really the base concept is the same, and the base concept is that we're going to provide our clients with layman term updates and as much information about the scheme. And as I said, it's not to replace site visits, but it's certainly to supplement those and keep people in the loop. What it's turned into, and hopefully I'll show you a bit of that in a moment, is something a lot wider. So not only are we getting project managers following their schemes, but we're also getting other individuals in water companies and other utility companies following the schemes. So they might be from health and safety departments, commercial departments. And actually in the water industry, we have about 800 active users, and active users are people that log in every fortnight, and they range from several CEOs of water companies in the UK down to ops staff on the ground. Okay, so the concept is very basic, but it's how we do it that we feel is very effective. So this is the screen. As Managing Director of Stonbury, we're allowed to use ourselves as an example, but also I get to see everything. So if you're a client and you log in, your map would look very different. It would just be your area. And again, within Stonbury, depending on who you're managing, who your clients are, again, your map would be very different. So luckily, I get to see everything. And the front screen we think is very effective. It gives some base information. So here on the left, you can see it's telling me my latest job updates. At the top, I've got some menu items. In the top right here, I've got my my profile and also my notification button here, so I can check for new items, see what I need to catch up on. One of the main visuals you can see on the screen is this map, and this is again one way of navigating and finding the information that you would like. So on a map like this, I can zoom in, move around, and I can select a project to go and see what's happening on that site. So if I pick one here in Wales, did I click on that? Yes, I have now. I'll give you an idea of what the updates are about and the project pages. So you can see here this scheme, it carries a bit of information at the top as to what we're doing on the site. It gives me the job progress, so this is a recently completed, dates, estimated completions, some contacts, how many followers we've got. So we have 19 followers in Welsh Water following this scheme. Even we've got little touches like the weather forecast, the current forecast there, and what have you. Just getting into sort of, I suppose, the actual detail, down here you can see that we have updates. So layman's terms, update what's gone on the site, photos that I can zoom in on, and also in this update we actually have a video. Again, we've added different media because it gives a far better picture. I always use the example of a leaking pipe, but you can see here a short video of what's going on site on that day. But I always use the example of a leaking pipe. If somebody calls from site and says a pipe's leaking, how bad? Well, pretty bad. It's very hard to get a handle on that. If they send you a photo, it's a bit better. You can sort of see the leak, but not really a quantity. Whereas if they show you a short video clip, you can really understand. And actually, it's not a bad example of what we're trying to do. This actually does save site visits. Again, we're not trying to replace site visits, but what we're trying to do is give information that can stop people having to rush out to site. And what we found is we created this for our clients, but it's a fantastic internal tool. Not only for people like me to follow what we're doing for our clients and to be involved in those schemes, but also the management teams. They're able to get live updates from site. These updates are now carried out via our app. When we originally created this, you had to take photos on site, bring them back to the office, upload them, and it wasn't really a live update. Well, obviously technology is now played into our hands, and we have apps where people on site are able to just very simply add photos, add videos, add text, and it's instantaneous. We also have a great notification system. We have notification systems on our apps, but also in email. So our clients are receiving notifications when there's been an update to their site, there's been photos added, or importantly, there's comments. So there's been some comments on that scheme. And the comments are very, very important. As I said, and as people will realise, email these days can get very complicated. We can have large copied in email streams. And what we're here to do is to provide the ability to follow the scheme, but also interact on the scheme. So interaction from clients, internal management teams, and we can see on most jobs, you can see on the right here that you get these interactions. Okay, so very, very simple, easy to use. That's what we've tried to achieve. So that, in a nutshell, is what we're doing. We're providing information. We're allowing a very effective communication tool. It's a very modern communication tool. People who are used to social media, this is something that they can relate to. They're very comfortable communicating within. And as I say, that the updates and the communications can vary from very serious discussions to something quite light-hearted. And actually, it creates a really nice cultural feel to what we're doing. You can see here there's different options. Certainly I can use my map, but actually obviously with a lot of jobs going on, I can come into here, filter down, select a group. So for example here, if I wanted to look at schemes that we're doing for Anglian Water, I can go in and see all of those that are ongoing, overdue, complete. And again, what's very important here is that there is a cultural challenge to overcome. So not only are we providing information, but it's the way in which we provide information, and internally, obviously, people understand the value of doing that. So it's not just about putting this software in place and hoping it works. There is effort that has to go into it, but it's been a superb payback for us, and it's one of our biggest sales tools. Stonbury is our portal. Certainly most of my clients only ever want to talk to me about the portal rather than the works we're doing for them. Okay, so hopefully I've given you a good overview. We have some other nice touches. We'll come into the admin area shortly, but you'll see here at the bottom we've got some recent forum posts. Today is very busy about a football tournament that went on yesterday that my legs are still sore from. But actually, the forums, as well as providing social type forums, there's some serious content on there as well, and importantly it allows our clients to talk to our other clients, which is very rare in industry. So we have client forums here where people can pose questions along the lines of, I have this issue, does anybody else share this issue? And also internally in the forums we have innovation competitions, you're able to vote on them, and that sort of thing. So it's quite a nice additional touch.
Can I just add in there, James, if I may, that the forums are totally controllable. You can see from some of when we get into talk about the administration panel that it really is up to you how you set up forums. Stonbury is a user of all features within the system. Have got it pretty much open, but there's still a really good level of control with who gets to see which forums, and that can be tailored for your own specific needs.
Yeah, there's some nice touches that we have in and we use. As I say here, you've got innovation, health and safety, stuff like the top participants here. They're given sort of taglines as to how much they post. I'm just epic at the moment, which will do me. So some really nice touches. Okay, hopefully I think that's a good overview of our client portal, which is in progress. This then developed really, and what we're going to show you is an example of our intouch system, which again is taking what we've learned from operating and controlling those portals to sort of address different challenges. So this one here that we're showing you today is to address customer satisfaction. So suddenly now we're going from talking in a professional environment to our clients and other managers. Now we're talking to members of the public. And why is that important for companies? Well, certainly with Northumbrian Water here, they're in an industry that customer satisfaction is very important indeed, because of their company values, where they place that very high, but also the industry insists that they do so. So, for example, in the water industry, as well as other utility sectors, there's incentive to achieve high customer satisfaction. In the water industry, it's called a SIM score, and so water companies across the UK are scored against their customer satisfaction, and it directly affects their financial model. Their agreement with Ofwat is affected by their SIM score and their rating amongst their peers. So for somebody like Northumbrian Water, it's very important to address this. They've used one of our portals here, intouch, to do that. And what does intouch do? Well, intouch allows their customers to follow schemes and works that would affect them. So it might affect them at home, it might affect them at their works, and it allows Northumbrian Water to communicate very effectively, very openly, and very quickly, with the ultimate aim of doing two things: reducing customer complaints and increasing customer satisfaction. Obviously the two are linked, but it's important to make the difference there, because customer complaints are something certainly a water company does not want, or other utility company doesn't want, and a lot of those complaints actually should never really have come to fruition. There might be a concern that if the concern isn't answered, it wasn't a complaint to start with, but now I have a concern, it's not answered, it can turn into a complaint. So what we're doing here with our portal is allowing customers to interact and communicate, but also be told information before they might have a concern or need to ask for it. So we're going to show you some of the features on it. As you can see, very easy to use website. As we come down, you can see we're again using a map graphic to allow people to get to the project that is of their interest. We also have down here latest updates. Again, they can use that to navigate to the site that is affecting them. So just if I go into a map closer here, there's 4 schemes that are ongoing in that one area. If I pick one of these, this is a rain-wise scheme. So if I just have a look in, what does it tell me? Well, it tells people mainly about project activity, and I'm going to come straight back to that. But it has some other information for people. It has information about what the company is trying to achieve with this types of work, so it's informative. It has specific information about those planned works. Small amount of information here, but it's telling people exactly what they need to know. Help and support, obviously, in terms of frequently asked questions and ability to contact. As we can see here, we have project activity, whereby the client is telling people what's going on the site. And here actually we've got some comments from a member of the public asking questions, and importantly they're getting an immediate response. We've had some brilliant examples of interactions. Here's one I've prepared earlier, I suppose. This was on the site on an update. Here we go, some really good informative information, some good pictures, and also the language is correct. We've worked with Northumbrian Water and other clients to make sure they're approaching this in the correct way. It's a cultural challenge. You need to speak to people in a very social media friendly way, not in a legal manner. So here we go, we've had an update, we've had pictures, and you can see that then the interaction starts to happen. And the reason I've used this as an example, okay, one, a resident there saying how good a way of receiving updates this is, but 2, also somebody here with a concern and being immediately answered, and actually that concern then ends up as a thank you. So actually from something that is concerning them, maybe a negative feeling, they end up actually having a positive feeling about the water company in this instance. So again, it's very much about how it is used. We can see here some more exchanges going on, which is fantastic. So, as I say, very easy to use. Again, as per our other portal, it's multimedia, so people can update with text, they can update with photos, they can update with videos, and different ways of finding the scheme that is of interest to them. Again, we've got home here, but they can also go into projects. It shows upcoming projects, live projects. We're building other stuff in as we speak in terms of into the software, whereby depending on somebody's geographical location when they log in, it will point them in the right direction to the scheme that might affect them. What is important is obviously getting people onto the site. We have some phenomenal statistics, especially with this client, Northumbrian Water, in terms of the number of people that are now using this system. But again, it was important that you don't put the system in and wait for people to come to you. They're using postcard drops, they're using door knocking, they're using radio advertising to say to their customers, look, hey, you want to know about what's going on down your street, come and find out. And again, here's some nice examples of some updates and some videos there. Not only are they giving them information specific to that project, but it is about providing those customers with the wider picture. You know, why are we doing this work? What are we doing, and what's in the background to this? So, okay, I don't actually think this scheme is a good example of information. That's an option that we have here, but I'm not sure that this scheme is particularly affected by traffic. It's not. So I'll perhaps try and find a better example for you. Just one moment. But the traffic information, again, is about providing people with what they want to know. If their road's being dug up or down the street, they want to know how that's going to affect their route to school, route to work. And so it's information like that that's very, very important to the customers. So let me see here. See another scheme for traffic. Does this have? Yes, this has a traffic information option, and hopefully this might have some traffic. I'm not wishing that on the local residents, but for this demonstration, okay, well that's perfect. Yes, it does have some traffic controls in place, but as you can see with our keys, delay is unlikely. You'll also see actually just here, this is live traffic information. We use Google Maps, and obviously we use their information here. So you can see at this roundabout, I wouldn't like to be coming in from this route. And so people can actually use it for live information. Okay, we're trying to today, I suppose, just give you a real good feel of what we're offering. As you can see here with InTouch, it's a very simple concept, but it's the way in which you do it. We're giving people the ability to create their own account, to log in, and what does that do? Well, anybody can come onto this site. After you've watched this demonstration, you can go and visit and have a look around at your own timescale. But it also allows you to create an account, and that gives you more options. So if you would like to comment, you need to create an account. And also you're able to receive notifications. So you'll see within our projects the ability to follow a scheme, and that means that people can say, okay, well this is the one that's affecting me, I'm going to follow that scheme and I'd like information on it. So you can see this here, this project's very new. In fact, I don't think it's actually started this one, so they're preempting the works. It enables me to follow this project, and by following this project, it will allow me to receive updates. Look, project activity. Do I want to hear about project activity? Yes. Do I want to be informed about comments? Yes. Do I want the traffic information? And it allows me to save. So it allows people to get the information out to the site they want. It allows them to be notified that everybody's busy as to when there's information that's relevant to them. So very simple concept, but it's been extremely successful. One of the ways in which we work hard to make these successful is the way in which the admin is undertaken. Obviously, admin, there's a lot of activity on these sites. I'm just showing you a demo, an InTouch demo admin area. I'm not allowed to show you any admin areas of our clients, as you would understand. But we've got demos, and by all means, after watching today, you might be interested in trying out a demo. But the demo shows our admin dashboard, and it's hopefully a demonstration of the effort that we've put in behind the scenes to mean that this is such an easy system to use. So you can see down the left here, creating projects, creating updates, traffic updates, adding new users, roles, permissions, which are very important. Very, very simple. We have things like at the top here, some nice live data, how many active users are on, how many people are using it, how long they're staying on, how many users we've got actually with accounts. And as I said, this is a demo admin area. It's very important that this coincides again with the cultural aspect. We offer our training services obviously to be able to use the system, but also guiding and reviewing as to how the system's been used, what type of language is being used, is it the right type of language to engage with customers. And it's very important that we get the admin side of things very simple and easy to use. It encourages our customers to get the best out of this software. So the dashboard here is for an InTouch. Our InProgress is very, very similar, similar look and feel to it as well. So I hope that we've given you a good overview of two of our portals, and I hope that by using live examples you can really get a feel of the benefits that come out of these portals. So Tom, back over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, James. That's great. I hope, as James says, you've been looking at live systems this morning, which we think is by far the best way of demonstrating this top level of functionality within both portals. I think in terms of the questions we normally take on these webinars, there's always a, what is the commercial model? How can I get a deeper dive into this? Whether there's other people within your organisation who may want to see that. So let me just address those before we wrap up. And if there's any questions as we're going through this, please pop them in the chat window. We've had a couple in, but I think James has answered those with some of the functionality that he's shown you. The commercial model is that we sell a base version of the portals, which we offer a trial or a POC on, and we're more than happy to have those discussions with you. Commercially, we have a kind of out-of-the-box price and an ongoing maintenance option. I think we are also talking to a couple of people around wrapping that into a more OPEX kind of model over a slightly longer term. So there are options definitely on commercials. There are options on next steps in terms of proof of concept and trial. And it goes without saying that we'd obviously love to have those conversations with you. We find a natural next step is to come and visit you and take you through some of the back end, address some of the questions around different user levels, you know, on in progress versus client versus contract versus site. We often go down those paths, and on InTouch there's a slightly wider discussion about legals and how the whole portal will fit into your wider business.
Just one point to add to what Tom's saying there. As Tom says, you know, this software comes sort of ready to go out the box, and that includes some basic personalization, obviously, and we also do offer bespoke work. Some of our clients obviously take our basic software and want other functions, and we're more than happy to work to provide those. Also, we have requests where the concept that we're putting forward and the work that we've done fits into some of these requirements, but the requirement might be slightly different. And again, we are obviously here to assist on that and are bespoke work around these packages.
Okay, James, thanks for the clarification on that. So we've clicked over to Friday afternoon, which is always a good thing here at ITS. We'd like to say thank you very much for giving us half an hour of your time. We hope you found it informative, and it's potentially whet the appetite to find out more about InProgress and InTouch. If you have questions, please fire them into us on email, and we'll do our best to answer them. But from us here at ITS, thank you very much, and we wish you a happy weekend.